All right, hope everyone is doing well in this time of pandemic. If you would have told me something like this could have happened, 3 months ago, I would have thought it was, a bad science fiction movie. I'm normally known for doing archery and knife-related videos and dog stuff, of course. But in a prior life, I was a huge firearms guy. I still have a good amount of firearms. I've hunted pretty much around the world with firearms. I grew up on everything from side-by-side shotguns to pumps to semi-autos. I'm no stranger to almost any of it. Today's video is going to be on shotguns and my thoughts on shotguns and the project we have at hand right now. Again, I'm no stranger to shotguns. Grew up on Fox 20 gauge side-by-sides, an old 16 gauge Remington pump, and of course various 1100s and 1187 Remingtons all the way down the line. As I got older, of course, I jumped more into the crazy semi-auto world. This is an original Franchi Spa. This was the gun that was the tactical shotgun, back in the day. It's pump or semi-auto, which is kind of an interesting thing. They were always just heavy and, to be honest, didn't work that great. All the way up to, a tricked out Benelli M1 that's been done up and actually runs like an old turbo diesel. It's a good gun. It's a great gun. But bottom line is, when I'm very concerned and the chips are down, there's probably one shotgun that I would always favor over every others, and that is a pump shotgun. What you see here is about to be a Mossberg 500 build. We're going to put it together. I'm going to try to video most of it going together, but we're going to probably skip around because I don't want to take that much time. This is a Mossberg project gun that actually we started years ago. My gunsmith is the great Lester Knipe of the Varmint Shop. Lester's a dear friend and the best gunsmith I know. Lester can carve a shadow line on a Rigby 275 just as good as Rigby. He can build you a 1911 just as well as John Yannick, and John Yannick's a good guy and a friend too. Lester can do anything. He can build you a bench rifle. He can do anything there is. Lester Knipe is the most competent gunsmith that I've ever had the pleasure to meet, and I've worked with a ton of them. This gun is not a new gun. This is my old Mossberg 500 that Lester did some work, started on years ago. I use this gun as a truck and a boat gun. So this gun's seen salt water. This gun's been beat up pretty bad over the years. Well, recently I've decided to finish this gun into what I would think would be the ideal home protection 12 gauge pump shotgun. It's my ideals of it. I'm not saying it's better than a semi-auto, but for my world and for my motor skills and muscle memory, a pump shotgun is a near and dear friend. Lester did all the metal work on this gun, meaning all the front bladed front sights, the rear bladed peep sight. So all metal work, it was done by Lester. We're gonna put this gun together. We're gonna start out with, this is the old spring. So this is a brand new spring. People that tell you that springs don't get old and compress are wrong. This is a new spring, this is the old spring. This spring at one time was the length and the circumference of this spring. So of course, new springs going in this sight, in this shotgun. We're adding an NDZ shell follower and extended ramped with a little blade on it safety. We're adding a saddle mount. We're adding a Picatinny rail in the front to mount an Olight Valkyrie on it. For a buttstock, we're going to be using the Magpul. This is the SGA stock. I've heard great things about this. And we have a Viking tactical sling. So again, all the metal work's been done by Lester. That means the eared rear and front ghost rings. The forend we have on here is a laser forend. I'm not big on lasers, but we had it. It's on the gun. We'll have white light on this side, laser on this side. So I'm going to get myself organized and we're going to start filming bits and pieces of this shotgun going together. Be right back. All right, here we are. Again, I don't do many firearms videos. I did a little bit on my carry piece, and that was amazing how many views and how many comments I got on my EDC carry. So we're going to start fitting up the spring tube and the new spring. Again, those who think springs don't get compressed, you can surely see from the old spring to the new spring how much they do get compressed. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the old, whoops, right there. We're going to be replacing this with this NDZ piece right here. Now, nothing wrong with this one. It's just stamped metal, but I like the orange. I like being able to see where I'm at. These guys have a reputation of making a decent product. We're going to drop the cup right into there. Make sure it's down and fits correctly. And now we're going to start the fun. All right, so you see what we've done. We have a cleaning rod shoved down the tube, and that's going to be our spring guide as we slowly work this down and into the shot cup, into the shell holder. Hold on. Got to play with this to get it to catch. Okay, so as you see, now we have it started by using, back up honey, by using this cleaning rod. Now we take the cleaning rod out, lay the cleaning rod here. So that's just a simple trick into getting your spring without it bulging all over the place and getting everywhere. Now we didn't torque this down, we're gonna Loctite this. But as we turn this down, we have to be careful. We have to keep taking the pressure off of the shell follower to make sure it doesn't bind in there. Okay, you can see it's super slick, nice compression on the spring. So that's enough there. We're gonna take some Loctite. We're gonna get a rag ready. I don't know if you can get that in there. We're gonna shake our Loctite up. We're not gonna go overly crazy, but we're gonna, put a dab there. Start to bring it around. It's probably all the Loctite we need. Right there, you can see me tracing it around. Now I've got it at the bottom. I'm gonna really, back up honey. I'm gonna really twist. Okay, now you see we have the Loctite oozing out. We're gonna clean that up real quick. I'm gonna pause the camera while we get a Q-tip ready. Okay, we've got all the Loctite cleaned up. We've got this super torqued down. You don't have to go crazy. You can see we have the orange follower is moving super slick. And I will put some Century Solutions Tough Glide also in this tube when we're done. Is a quick, just one spray down the top, which will lube that inner tube, keep this new spring rust-free and moving super smooth. Next, we're going to jump to the safety. Now, Mossbergs come with this cheap little kind of nondescript safety. I comes with one of those screws that doesn't back out. It was a bitch to get out. We got it out. I just have it gently set in there so I can mount the new NDZ safety in. So when you do this, if you put the action all the way back and you put the safety all the way back, you should be able to remove this without the little chair that's up inside here falling down into the action. So we're gonna just get all this stuff ready to go so we're not messing around with it. Now, Lester and I already set the ball detent in, so we're not gonna replace that. It's okay, Maxie. So you can set this safety either way. I have large size hands, so we're gonna set it the farthest away. And we're gonna try to get out the little hex tool and the screw so everything is ready to go. It's amazing so many companies have just made so many plug and play fantastic items. All right, so an old bench sandbag makes a great little thing to set and work on. So remember, action back, safety back. We should be able to remove the old one without everything dropping down in. Now these are just all simple bolt-ons. Okay, now that's still on there, it's still lubed. We took this apart prior so we wouldn't have any issues. But there's something in there. So we're going to set this in place right like this. You know, we're going to wipe a little bit of that surface oil off because I want the Loctite to get in there good. So be very sparing with these small screws in Loctite. You don't want to gum things up. It's even a bit much. We're going to try to damp that off a little bit. We're going to set the safety in place. We're already engaged, and we're going to go in, and there we go. Just that tight. Now, we've got a working safety with a little bit of a lip on it, a little added purchase. The ball D10 is super nice, sharp. Okay, it's awesome. All right, that's one. Let's shut the Loctite. Next, we're going to jump to the side saddle. Now, I've not put one of these on. Let me get this set up, and we'll jump right from there. We're going to take all our old parts and set them there that we're displacing. So we're going to start. This is the Takstar Slimline side saddle. Looking at some different reviews. They say the shell holders are very tight, but they'll break in. We're going to open it and get it ready. When I have everything laid out, we'll turn the camera back on. Okay, so the Takstar comes with a nice A-Zoom snap cap, which is nice. Seems to have enough friction. Now this is the new updated one that doesn't have the soft rubber. So I guess they were having issues with the soft rubber. It's okay, Maxie, stop. Not working and clinging too much, and people couldn't get the shells out in a quick manner. So this is the updated version, which I'm liking. Looks like the pressure points are these rubber points on the inside, which is nice. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure it all lines up right, and it does. Okay. Now this is an alloy. This is an alloy. Normally I would take something like Tough Glide if it was metal and put a thin layer down to protect it. I'm still actually going to, even though alloys don't need protected. The analness in me can't not. Do things like that. So we're going to start here. Now we're going to make sure the trigger group doesn't pop out. We're going to set this here. We're going to start that popped out. We're then going to lay. I can't take fingerprints, can I? See the screw here? Sorry. We're going to back this screw out. Oops. Put that right there. We're going to lay that on there. Here is the new screw. Okay? We're going to do something a little different right now. Hold on. I'm going to make sure that we have the right size everything for everything. It's a better fit than the screwdriver I was using. And we're gonna drop this down in place right there. Oops, hold on. I'm just going to gently bring this snug just to see what we're doing. Ready? All right, we've replaced that screw with the longer one. We're going to keep the trigger group held up. We're going to set this in place. We're going to push through this piece right there. Now we're going to drop this piece in place. We're just going to snug it like this. We've got this lined up with a little bit of Loctite on it. We'll add a little dab more. Okay, we're going to drive that in with a quarter-inch driver. Snug it. Now we're going to snug this. Back up for a minute, I'm going to turn here, ready? Ready? Okay, we're just going to snug that. Okay. So now we have the tack star mounted. We're going to cycle it, make sure there's no binding of anything. There's not. Max, stop! Everything is loose. Shell holder's mounted. Again, either orientation. So thus far we've added a safety. We've added the side saddle, the shell holder. We've added the new spring and the new shell follower. All right, let's keep on going. Okay, SGA Magpul stock for the Mossberg 500. Magpul makes some great shit, even though I did break a set of their flip-ups on an AR. So these are the instructions. Fairly simple. I've already played with this a little bit. We're going to get all the pieces. Set this off to the side. Now I've already set the length of pull where I think I'm going to need it to be. You do that by just cracking out that screw. This pulls off. You have spacers. This goes from, I think, 12.5 to 14.5. I have it set at about 13.5. Again, the problem with these is, back up the camera on that, You know, length of pull is always a very important thing in a house gun. You need to be able to keep it up and close to you and up under your arm or over your shoulder as you're cornering. Some of these longer semi-autos, if they don't have a retractable stock or the stock's not the right length for some people, it really does get in the way. So this is the Magpul stock. It's a really neat looking stock. So we're going to start by opening the parts kit up. Comes with some Loctite on the main bolt. It comes with this spacer piece, which is going to drop right in here because we're not putting a ring here. We're going to go straight onto it. And let's just start by wiping everything down. Making sure we're clear and clean. Now this is going to be rather slow, I think, because I think you're not going to get many turns on this bolt handle. Just want to get it started right now, which it is. And this is going to be a slow grind. So we're going to, Max, stop. So you can see we're starting to tighten it. We're going to pause the video because it's going to take me a while to turn it in. So we've got it tightened up now. Again, Magpul makes some awesome fitting things. Our extended safety feels good. Pistol grip feels good. We've snugged that up. They tell you to not over tighten this. So now we're going to put this in place and push and bam. And there we have the stock, the shell saddle, the new shell follower, custom ghost rings front and back. Now I'm going to play with this length of pull once I get the gun up and built, and we'll figure out where we're going with the length. Again, I can adjust this out another inch if need be, which is awesome. Really, I can't say how much I'm pleased with the Magpul stock. You know, so far, really feels good. I think I might even have the pull right where I want it, to be honest. That feels good to me. All right, let's keep going. Pause it, honey. I'm horrible at over tightening things. Okay, so that's adjusted on. Now we've got to make sure with this barrel, and we'll give it a quick wipe down. Hold on. I love Tough Glide from Century Solutions. I think it's the best rust proofer you can use. I've used it from Africa to Asia, in freezing to super hot, and it's always done a really good job for me. So now we're going to slide this bad boy down. Maximus, we're almost done. Hold on, buddy. Okay, barrel's installed. Coming together. Lasers clearing the front. Last step. Olight Valkyrie. Boom, perfect clearance. Now this way, when I bring this gun up, I'm a big C-grip guy, but right there, the light is right there. I can turn it on, turned off. Ghost rings lined up. Wanted to demonstrate this really quick. With this fore end here, put pressure on these pads. The laser on the right goes off. On this side, touch that with your thumb. flashlight goes off. I think the pull feels pretty good. So hold on. We're just gonna mount the sling and we should be done. So I've been using the Viking tactical slings on my AR and I really like them. It's a well-built sling, it's quick to adjust. I use the thick one, meaning it has a pad for my AR because my AR weighs a lot more than this little combat shotgun. This is the simple Viking that is not padded, but more than ample for a AR type, or for a shotgun. Now, people go back and forth on whether a shotgun should use a sling or not. And I'm a huge proponent of being able to drop your shotgun and not let it on the ground, but hang off the front of you while you go for a sidearm if need be. So I put slings on any gun that I'm going to be using for any type of combat use or any type of home protection or anything like that. Now, Viking Tactical has some great videos on how to rig these. It's super simple, but we'll just get it roughly going quick. So this is the front part. This is the sliding part of the sling. This goes to the front. So we're going to come through the top. We're going to come back up through here. Back down through here. There's Max peering over. We're going to slide this a little bit. Again, we're going to have to adjust this all once we get it in place to make sure it's all correct for our dimensions. Back through, and then like he does in his video, the Viking Tactical one, you pull it back through that, gives it a nice little neat end piece. Now we're going to go to the rear. We put some Tough Glide inside here to lube it all up because it was dry. Now, I have a push button sling coming in for this, but I'll be mounting it on this side for now, and I'll explain why when I get finished. There we go. You having fun, Lade? Okay. All right, give me a minute. Gotta turn that off, honey. All right, so all in all, quick, fun little bolt-on project. Lester Knipe from the Varmint Shop did the hard work by doing the ghost rings front and rear with the blades. I can't thank Lester for all the stuff he does. Whenever I have a problem, Lester runs over or I run to him and he helps me. He's the best friend and the best gunsmith you could find. So we've got Magpul stock, we've got the new shell follower, we have the new bladed safety, we have the saddle for the shells, which we haven't put up yet, we have a front light mount, again, just crazy. The way the sling works, again, I like a sling. The Viking tactical slings are great. You can come up, you can see I can get tight on this, I can get tight on it. If I want to tighten it more, I just give a pull. I can cinch in for shooting slugs and get great support, or I can just make it loose so it hangs. Tighten it really easy also just by pulling. Again, I like a sling on a shotgun. Max, stop it. I like a sling on a shotgun because if I need to, if I run dry on shells, I can drop this and go to my firearm. So either way, I do like a sling on a shotgun. I would not want to lay my gun down if I didn't need it. The Viking ones also transition like this into back carry or front, oh, sorry lady, or front carry. We whack lady in the head. All in all, quick, simple, fun project. Mossberg 500 pump shotgun. Probably the simplest and easiest home defense weapon you can have. And again, super comfortable. I know where all the functions are on the gun. I feel very comfortable with the gun. It's just something that I've grown to really trust and rely. I like the Magpul stock. We're gonna play around with the length of pull, but so far, this feels good. I can easily clear my clothing by a long shot. Trigger is about correct for me. Love the adjustability. Big bang for the buck. Mossberg 500 with all the bolt-ons. Everybody stay safe, and thanks for looking. Maximus, knock it off. Go get Max on video. Max, be a good boy. Thanks for looking, and thanks to my daughter Belle and Lester for all the help you guys do for me. Appreciate it. One quick thing about length of pull in a sling. The sling needs to be quickly adjustable so I can get my proper mounting, but also for tight quarters so I can come up over top and be able to work around corners, etc. And then drop down into my shoulder without snagging. The right length of pull will let me do that without getting caught up. Plus, the sling attached here lets me transition and shoot left-handed if I need be. Hence why the sling is set up on this side of the buttstock. So I just wanted to touch on stuff. This is pretty much an EDC rig for me. I'm a big revolver guy. I'm gonna do a video on, basically an updated video on what I'm carrying these days. 327, 8 shots. This is the snub. But this is pretty much my typical everyday carry. It's a revolver. Goes from either a side guard leather holster or a Garrett Kydex leather lined holster. Today I have on a John Gray little Warncliffe. There's a speed loader with moon clip on it, and of course a little Olight. Normally I have a blazer or a suit on, it covers all this. Today of course it's not covered because I'm home. I'm really a big utility belt kind of guy, and what I've come up with for the shotgun and for a property or around the house type rig, I'll show you right now. So basically what I've come up with, I've been setting up some different, what they call battle belts, combat belts, war belts, whatever you want to call it. This is a Condor. What I like about the Condor is it has basically a very sticky, gummy, rubbery surface that you can take off, and then you can also use it with an inner belt that's Velcro. I've set up 2 different belts. One is with a 327 TR8 that is set up more as a carbine belt for my AR. This is basically set up as a shotgunner belt. It has a speed clip for the shotgun shells. These have the Cobra belts. Anytime you're dealing with any kind of big belt, the Cobra belts are just awesome. Basically, latches on, super quick. Once it's on, you can jump up in your underwear, buck naked in the middle of the night. You've got all your tools basically on a utility belt. This is a Glock 21 and 45. Max, stop it. You've got 2 Glock mags. You've got the speed loader for the shotgun shells here. You have the big Olight, and you have a simple knife on the belt. Basically everything you need in a hurry. Again, I'm going to do a video primarily on these different belts and how I've set them up, but I just wanted to show you my around the property shotgunner belt. Thank you. It's fast.